So when I started comedy, I didn't know anything about CY. Yes. If some people started something and they run and they come back and they're competing and they're saying that we have been there 30 years. Inside the 30 years, show what you have done. Which comedian have you helped? You have given a particular platform to showcase what have you done, or just talking about 80-20?
Melocious TV. Information, entertainment, analysis, and gossips. Be careful. We are everywhere. Melocious
Hi fam,
TV.
welcome. It's your girl Melogist TV. Hope you guys are doing great. As you can see on your screen, you have here Senior Pastor and we also have CY International. We have Senior Pastor and CY International today on our show because you guys remember I made a video where after Senior Pastor's show that I am not joking. CY International brought out some points to criticize the show, even though he applauded Senior Pastor for doing a show of that magnitude. He appreciated him, he congratulated him. But CY International brought out a lot of facts, a lot of points of things that happened there that were lacking. And we talked about it on our past video. For those who have not watched it, you can go back and watch the video. Everybody was like, wow, for the first time in the history since Aijo's time, this is the first time CY International has really said something that is meaningful. This is the first time he has really said something that calls the attention of the people. He has really spoken the people's mind, even though we all know he always have good points, but his manner of presenting his points have always been a very big problem to him. So after CY made that video, he said a lot of things. There was a lot of insult on the part of Senior Pastor. People were like, the Cameroon industry is actually not ready to grow, things like that. So after that incident, this Cameroonian, she's a YouTuber, she's a relationship coach, she's an influencer, she's everything. Daily Singer, she has a platform on Facebook as Daily Mashup, and on YouTube she is Daily TV for those who want to check her out. So she invited Senior Pastor on her show that was on simultaneously playing on YouTube and on her Facebook. So Senior Pastor came there and tried to explain what actually happened on that day. I'm going to drop the video here for you guys to watch. The video credit is going to Daily Singer, Daily TV, Daily Matchup, because she was the one who invited Senior Pastor. So Senior Pastor elaborate a lot of things that happened on that day. I will not be in the best position to explain to you guys. Let's listen, let's watch. Then at the end of the day, we'll see what really happened and then we'll diagnose it together.
How do you consider CY? What would your opinion about him in the industry?
For me, I don't know CY that much. I only knew CY through Oboy the comic. So when I started comedy, I didn't know anything about CY. Yes. If some people started something and they run and they come back and they're competing and they're saying that we have been there 30 years. Inside the 30 years, show what you have done. Which comedian have you helped? You have given a particular platform to showcase what have you done, or just talking about 80-20, going to nightclub fighting or people playing Cameroon songs. Is that the work in the industry, or to give a particular platform? Which one that you raise is say, okay, this is me. So okay. I don't know how they give people, how you make somebody a father of industry. I don't know which speaking have you given birth to? A father is somebody who have given birth to something. What have you given birth to?
So you want to the comedy section? Just go on. I did say I was going to say the devil's
this industry, any man just assuming yourself a king. King without everybody is a king. Everybody is a king. Some people wear themselves the crown. Normally, kings are made.
Wait now, let me say something. Okay, I did mention earlier that I was going to play the devil's advocate, so I'm going to be talking on behalf of CY. Now, if CY were to be here, I'm certain that he was going to mention his achievements in the industry, just like he mentioned in the video. Now, CY thinks he's all of that, the things he has mentioned. And of course, he's the founding father. Remember, I mean, one of the founding fathers of the entertainment industry. And he's been here for a long time. Remember, you were What you mentioned a few
I
minutes
don't know,
ago.
understand. No. Okay, let
Yes,
me just talk
remember
about. I
you
don't want to even
mentioned.
talk about that side. If your father,
Yeah, remember you mentioned a few minutes ago that in your master class, one of the things that you people talk about is respect for men, for leaders, for those for your predecessors, for those who have been there before you, done all of those things before you, which is commendable. And now I think that CY thinks you people are not showing him the respect that is due him. He feels like you're taking that off him and not giving him his rightful
what
place.
do him? My problem, or anybody can say anything. My problem is kings are being made. Yes. And when you wait, people are the one who sees what you are doing and they will honor you. Yes. Not telling people I have done this, I have done this, because for me, when it concerns industry, when it concerns entertainment, people can be funny and you blow and you make money for you and your family. Who have you helped?
Okay.
So you can be, I've been there 30
But he's
years.
listed all of these people that he has brought into the industry and how Etofis don't watch CYE. Come on, don't downplay that. For Etofis for watch CYE is
No,
seen
I
as
am not
what?
downplaying. No,
Is
I
that
am
what you're
not
trying to
downplaying
say?
anybody. No, you are not getting my point. I'm talking from my own. If you can do a skit, somebody can share it. President can share it. Etofis or whoever can share a skit. You are doing well for yourself.
I get you. I get that.
You are doing well for yourself, not for the industry.
Okay. Again, still coming back to devil's advocate number 3. I did make mention of the fact that I think CY spoke the mind of a lot of persons. I was not there, but his points were legit. For starters, you gave more time to your francophone counterparts than your own, I would say, brothers. You would give, if that's true anyways, you gave 3 minutes and then the other people spoke for 20 minutes. Come on, Senior Pastor. How does that even work?
Hello, I don't understand the network. Let me just talk to about my show. Are you getting me?
Yes. I can
Are you
hear
getting
you.
me?
5 on 5. Yeah.
Okay. CY was talking about giving comedians Anglophone comedians 3 minutes. Firstly, that is a lie. I have all the footage of all the comedians who performed, and none of them stayed lesser than 7 minutes. It's just that when you are watching football from the field, you can see errors. When they put you inside the field, then you will see what people are going through. It's like you watch draft. It's like you watch draft. Man, when they play draft, you shouldn't you watch them. Now you see, yeah, my brother for chop here, for chop here, for chop here. When they give you that draft, say, okay, play. Now for them, you go see, I'm saying, it's not what you think.
More like talking is cheap and
Yes,
practicals
talking
is.
is cheap. Yes. When you do things, then you will see what people are passing through.
I get it. I get you. And I hope that CY is listening and he can, maybe we're gonna have him, subsequently. He made mention about disgrace and disrespecting your colleagues, which is of course that
Nothing like that. Disrespecting who? Me, they flew me here from Cameroon to Abidjan to perform for 3 minutes. Comedy is not staying on stage for 20 minutes. If you're staying on stage for 20 minutes, do you have the content? The problem is, if you are funny, 1 minute makes you funny. It's not 200 minutes or 1 hour you are on stage. That's what I'm saying. You're starting from angle of a layman or from comedy angle. If a professional person sees you for 1 minute, it's better. It's better. My show started late. Just that when you come to a place and you're looking for a fault, you must look for a fault by all means. A lot of good things happen. Why did he mention it?
Well, he applauded you to say that you had an awesome show.
You know what? I followed the video now. Yeah, it cannot be political than me. Me, I'm too now. When the show started very late, and most of the Anglophone comedians, they are still They have not been grounded in the Francophone zone. Now, whoever start a comedy show determine the paste. He himself doesn't know that.
Right.
The problem is not, yes, he doesn't know that. He himself started a comedy show determine the paste. Now, the show started late and people already worn out. I had to rush on stage. That wasn't my time to perform. But everybody wanted to see me. I went on stage, I cracked one or few jokes, people laugh. Then I know the comedian sitting there. They have Anglophones, you have J-Loaded, MP3, we have Oracle and Boy George and Synthetic, and all of them were still the only Anglophone comedian who can hold that stage after me then was Sparko. But I cannot call Sparko up that time because he's a veteran. He cannot start a show. Then Ali Baba wasn't on seat. And I wanted Ali Baba to see my Anglophone comedians. Forget the Francophone, they may not be understanding French. Let him, he will understand English. Ali Baba wasn't on seat. So that some people, we are fighting a fight from a behind and people don't know you and you're just judging. Then I called Bless Calabar because Bless Calabar was bilingual. So you can blend between the French and English for them to gather the crowd. That's what we sort out from the backstage. Who will go on now, hold this crowd now? Let's bring Bless Calabar on. That's why I brought Bless Calabar. And the guy did extremely, he did what we wanted him to do. And he had the crowd. And before I called the other Anglophone comedians, and I told everybody 5 minutes. Everybody, both the French comedians. Bitakola went on.
Now, please go on.
Okay, when the time for Bitakola got the singer Bitakola to leave the stage, the crowd refused. So no. Then he continued and he did well. The problem of comedy is now how many minutes they give you. Okay, like most of the comedians have their footage. Some of them were funny when they started on that stage that day. The more they stayed, their material began to drop. And I was them. 2 minutes is better. I can tell you Synthetic started well performing until he stayed on. Finally, people start losing interest on him. Even for George, I have their footage. So the problem is not 3 minutes. The problem is the platform. If you even stay there for 1 minute, Ali Baba gave me platform in a Go Hotel. It was 3 minutes after the almost 400,000 flight that we paid and everything. So the problem is not staying there for long. If a professional comedian stands there, want to analyze what you are saying, that you are complaining that you don't have much, how many minutes, is not good for comedy.
Right.
Comedy, yes, it's better 2 minutes at the right time than 2 hours on the wrong time.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I just need you to see the comment on the screen. Shout out to you, Steffi. I see you. This is one person that promotes. I mean, she's your biggest fan, a big fan, rather, I would say. So there's some accolades from her on the screen. You want to read that before it goes up because the comments are coming in. Okay. He's saying that as far as comedy is concerned, Senior Pastor deserves respect. CY has some very valid points, but his delivery is always the problem, and it diminishes the message. Senior Pastor is a pace setter. Wow. Talk about accolades. So thank you so much for that, Steffi. I think you spoke the minds of a lot of people watching. Now, Devil's Advocate number 4. He mentioned complex. Now, I know that it is
the word is using complex. Sometimes you look at what he's talking about, the complex doesn't tally.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that I know that it is Prosper Mengot. I hope I got it right. And the other guy he mentioned who would really directly need to answer this, but it was your show and whatever went there, you permitted it. So how come, which is a legit concern, would Prosper be performing Nigerian songs in Cameroon like that, given he is a gospel artist par excellence? He has his album to his name, he has songs, and if he were to go out of his comfort zone, maybe use another Cameroonian artist, and then he goes to get, you know, you get what I'm saying. So I think I stand with CY on that.
And Prosper Menko sang his song. Prosper Menko sang his song. It's just that but CY doesn't know Prosper's song. The only song that Prosper sang was he has given me victory.
I mean, wait. Say CY no.
Yes, Prosper sang he has given me victory. That's the only song he
Man,
sang.
funny.
But the other song
Why you made me laugh for sure?
was his song.
Okay. So CY don't hear no. So you not be noticed. Don't know Prosper Menko the song. Now why not? I'm sorry. Senior pastor, go ahead. Oh God.
So the only song that he sang there, he has given me victory. Then most of the sometimes we are just when you are looking for a fault now, it's very, I don't know, it's funny. Most of the comedian guys they say, most of them even crack Nigeria jokes. You just copy and paste. I can prove that because I have studied these things. I know people's material, but they will come on stage and they will crack Nigeria jokes that they saw. They just changed some few things and they paste it. I've studied this thing. Now, the only person who sang Nigeria song much is Emma Gospel. And I brought Emma Gospel for that purpose. Like you're in church, you move by the spirit. You are not sentimental. You are giving what people need, and people respond to it to show that they needed it. Singing a song that cannot move people in that atmosphere. It's not because you want to promote Cameroon song. That's a song that people need in a particular setting. It's like coming for a wedding and people want to do opening, or the husband and wife want to dance. You are playing Afuakom. That is not
the coming for you.
I mean, like, it's a good music, but it's not for that moment.
No, don't take that back. You heard what you said.
Yes, I mean, like, Afroacon is good, but husband and wife will not want to do the opening, their dance, their first dance.
Don't worry, I'm just pulling your legs. I get you.
Yeah, yes, we are playing Afroacon. So you should know that music go with the what you are seeing, the environment and everything. And the guys sang what people came for a show. They were paid to perform, and as a performer, you need to perform for your audience to appreciate. And the guys, they did well. Now, you didn't mention the other French guys that sang their own song. You didn't mention that.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why we didn't see CY attended?
Sparkle came on stage and they sang and they did a duet, Young Toxic and Danfo Driver. He didn't mention that. So when you are in a place, you're always looking for a fault. Did you
get my question, Senior Pastor? Is there a particular reason why we didn't see CY attending it live? Is there a particular reason why we didn't see CY on your show, or he's not in the country?
Not all the comedians will perform in a particular platform.
No, I'm not talking about performing. Was he part of it? Was he there?
He was there.
Okay, I thought he just got news in the air and all of that. If he was there, then he should have seen all of these things. Or did he come? Did he come late?
He was there. Maybe Ellie is there. He was there. Then Whitney, you were talking about Whitney, people leaving Whitney on stage. Whitney came on stage as the honor we gave to Whitney was the one to close the show. Everybody was sitting there.
Okay, I guess
Whitney
the message...
came. Wait,
okay,
let me go on.
No, I wanted to say, I guess the message has been passed and he understands better. More like you shed more light and clarity on all the issues that he raised. And I think that some of us are comfortable or we are okay. Let me
tell you about Whitney. Whitney came on stage to perform. Everybody was sitting there. After he finished that one, he told the DJ to play the remix, the same song. And that was almost past 1 a.m. Then people were already outside taking their pictures. He have sang the first song. People came on stage. I danced with Whitney. People danced with him. People spread him money. After the song, you should have just said thank you very much and leave the stage. He asked for DJ to play the same song, the remix. So people will sit down and be listening to the remix that you had one alone. All the other people that you did the remix with, them, they are not there. The same song. People were going out. You cannot hold them back. Una enter back, Una can't watch Witty. He won't repeat the song.
Right.
People were taking pictures. So you are talking about who disrespect.
Okay, Senior Pastor, thank you so much. Okay, we're running out of time already. We've gone past time, actually. I want to thank you so much for coming.
Yes, fam, you all have watched, you have listened for yourself, you have gathered the point. As with regards to the previous video, what Siwa International had earlier said, that Senior Pastor did not give privilege to his Anglophone brothers who would have used the platform to maybe grow bigger in future. He also made mention of Cameroonians abandoning Whitney on the stage when he was singing "Be Proud of Who We Are." Senior Pastor has made it very clear here that the guy was given the platform. He sang, people went there, danced with him, they even farote him. But after the song ended, because he was given the privilege to be the artist to close the show, after his song ended, he went ahead and told the DJ to play his remix, the remix that he did with other artists like Kamani, Mr. Leo, but he was the only one on stage. You will not expect people to still stay there and continue dancing with him, a remix that he did with other artists, and he was still the only one performing it, the same song. So Senior Pastor made that point very clear. And another point Senior Pastor made clear was the fact that Siwa International said artists from the Francophone section were given about 20 minutes on stage, while Anglophones were given 3 minutes on stage. He made it clear that the artists who were on stage earlier were the Francophones, because the show had not even started and they needed to bring people together to gather the crowd. Ali Baba, who was the guest on the show, the international guest that they brought, was not even on seat, so they just needed people to keep people together. The show had not even started. That he himself even went on stage because people wanted to see him, made some few jokes and went down, and he just selected some few artists to come on stage and gather the crowd, because Ali Baba himself was not even on stage at that time. So he find it so funny that Siwa International will be saying he gave 20 minutes for some people and then he gave 3 minutes. That the amount of time that was allocated for every artist, every comedian on stage, was 5 minutes. And he made a very important point. An artist or a comedian in particular, it's not about giving that comedian 20 minutes or 50 minutes on stage. Now, most of the artists that were even on stage started derailing after the first 2 to 3 minutes. That he himself has been flown from Cameroon to Echo Hotel in Nigeria to perform, but Ali Baba brought him to Nigeria to perform just for 3 minutes on stage. That a good comedian doesn't need much hours to stay on stage, because the more you stay on stage, people start losing interest in your comedy. That most of the artists that went on stage on that day, once they were on stage, they were so funny, people enjoyed them, but as the minutes were going, people became not interested in them again. So he should not sound that Siwa International is talking from a layman point of view without understanding what comedy is all about. Even though he calls himself the father of comedy, he crowned himself, he would have waited for people to crown him. So guys, I'm just trying to bring out some of the points, because we all nailed Senior Pastor. We applauded Siwa International for bringing out those points, but now Senior Pastor has come out strong and so defensive to defend himself of all the claims Siwa International made. I'm saying he's being defensive because he's trying to act like everything was going on good. One thing I want to say here is he should also accept the fact that people can criticize his show. Yes, even though he said he saw some loopholes, how the artists were derailing, how people were losing interest. Yeah, he said some of those things himself because he has gone through some of the tapes. So he is just being so defensive. He should also accept criticism, because these are some of the things that will help to make the industry to grow. If they don't criticize you, you will not get it better the next time. And since Senior Pastor went on Deli Senga's show to defend himself. We have not heard from Siwa International to come and say all the claims senior pastor have said were all false. Siwa International has not said anything. Instead, he has moved on with other things that are happening in the industry. We see him now as a very, very big critic because he wants a platform where whatever he says stand. Whatever he says should not be. Now, nobody is supposed to argue with him. He is a founding father. Senior pastor has made it clear on this video that you cannot be calling yourself the founding father when you have not held the hand of any comedian in Cameroon to grow them. You have never given any platform for any comedian to grow. You came, you started, you left, you come back and you crown yourself. That give people the privilege. But if you guys go back, go and check on Siwa International's Instagram handle, his Facebook handle, his Twitter handle. You will discover that you will not find any comedian that he is sharing their content. I don't think I've been seeing that for a very long time now. He himself made mention of the fact that some comedians even invited him on a comedy skit. He was there. They did not even mention his name. If you are the pro, you are the bow, you don't need to look at some of those things now. You give them the platform and you move ahead. See big boys like Don Jazzy, they give their platform to everybody. I don't think Don Jazzy will go back to be checking if somebody mentioned his name on the skit, that whereas they are seeing his face there. Just his presence alone is enough. Your presence as Siwa International is enough on the comedy skit. You don't need any other applaud or what. So these are some of the points I want all of us to take note of. As you have seen, you have listened. You guys know I cannot analyze everything bit by bit. The comment section is your friend. You can put down your points, put down whatever your thought is, because my analysis might not be the same as yours. My judgment must not be the same as yours. You are free to put your thoughts in the comment section. The industry must grow. That is why we are here, to make sure we talk about the things that are happening. Because this same video the lead singer invited senior pastor has not even gone viral, and so many persons have not watched it. Because if people had watched this video, I believe a lot of YouTubers made videos with regards to Siwa International. They would have come back to say some things. Siwa International, at the end of the day, it shows that he went there just to grab some forts. And senior pastor made it clear that Siwa International cannot be a politician more than him. Because the fact that he said he applauds him for doing that great job, it's not easy. Congratulations for holding a show like that. And then at the end of the day, he ended up by criticizing everything that took part on that day. Even his friend Sparko and General Toxic, they made a comedy skit on that day with Downful Drivers Comedy. They did a collabo, but Siwa International did not make mention of it, because na a combi, na a friend, na a tight man. He not make mention of it. He was talking about the guy that was singing in Nigerian music. That guy did not even sing in Nigerian music. That was one of the music in his album. But because Siwa International is not even aware of the fact that that music belongs to that guy, he thought it was in Nigerian music. Maybe the music was too good for him to even think that a Cameroonian can sing something like that. So before we start judging from one side, at least we should get the two sides of the story, just like we have got part from senior pastor and part from Siwa International. At least we can know now that it is not everything we just jump into conclusion. Siwa International needs to slow down a little bit on all the criticism and welcome some. Because what we see is he has points, but he always find it very difficult. I don't know whether it is, I don't know how to put it. His way of presenting his points are always a very big problem. Maybe when he has points like this, he need to seek advice from some people, that this is what I intend to say. What do you expect me? Should I just go ahead and say it like this? And they will tell him what to do, rather than just coming up online, mounting his camera, say whatever he wants to say, and feel like he can go scot-free with it. That is not how the industry is supposed to grow. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I sincerely appreciate your time here. This video credit, like I said from the onset and on the screen, is going to Deli TV. Thank her so much. I thank her so much for having a platform that artists can come up and air their mind and say whatever they want to say and free whatever they want to free. Thank you so much. Thank you guys, everybody in the building, the YouTubers. God bless you all. If you are new to my channel, I want to say you are welcome. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you like what we are doing here, feel free, click on the red subscription button, turn on our post notification so that when we upload new videos in future, you will not be left out. You'll be notified and you can come join us. See you guys all again on our next upload coming soon. Bye bye.
It's a vision.